Talk about multiple streams. You know, it took multiple streams of income for a person to be able to afford this piece of property so they could enjoy these streams forever. You know, USANA can do that for you. It can take you where you really want to go because it truly is a unique company, a fabulous company. But you know what? Every company says that, and it seems there are thousands of companies out there talking about their opportunity and their products and how they're better and they're the best. Seems like everybody's got a story. If one says, I'm the best, the other one says, I'm better than you, and another one says, well, I'm better than any company in the universe. Everybody's going to say they're the best, and you know why? I mean, what else can they say? Come on, join my company. We market mediocre products at exorbitant prices directly to your door. Of course they're going to say they're the best, but you know what? Only a few walk their talk. And now I'm going to tell you why I think USANA is one of those few. See, most network marketing companies market their products directly to the consumer, but they don't manufacture them. And so USANA is one of the very few companies that starts out right from the very beginning to do the whole process right. Now, there are three reasons why I believe that USANA is superior to all the rest, and let's talk about those now. Number one, USANA is led by a true visionary, Dr. Myron Wentz. He has doctor's degrees in immunology and microbiology, and he started a company in 1974 called Gull Laboratories. In that company, they created the first test kits for discovering and diagnosing the virus for Epstein-Barr disease and many, many other viruses that are now prevalent in our society. The bottom line was that this company, Gull Laboratories, became world famous with doctors and labs all around the world in diagnosing these kinds of diseases. In order to keep these test kits cutting edge, he had to really cultivate live human cells in his laboratory and to keep these live human cells healthy for decades at a time. And in doing that, he created a cutting-edge technology, and that is, what does a human cell need to exist forever? What would that human cell need to be healthy, to divide properly, and to be the kind of human cell that you'd want to have in your body? That's Dr. Wentz's genius. When he sold Gull Laboratories in the late 80s and took a very, very large amount of money out, he decided to form a company that would do something completely different than what he had done previous to his experience in Gull. He knew that he could feed the cell properly and then nutrient that cell with the kinds of nutrients that it needed to last a long, long time. That's the genesis of USANA. And it's Dr. Wentz's baby. He has a love for helping you live longer and avoid these killer diseases. I want to tell you that I met Dr. Wentz. Before I met him, I thought he was just an ordinary doctor. But he has a quiet charisma about him. You know that he is passionate about taking these products to the world. And most network marketing companies are really started by people in the back room who say, you know, let's get rich. What could we do? How about vitamins? And so they go to some large manufacturing plant somewhere in the United States or the world, and they say, well, manufacture us some vitamins. We don't really care what they are, but let's put them into our marketing system and market the heck out of them. That's the way most network marketing companies are, not USANA. USANA is science, not snake oil. USANA is at the cutting edge of science because that's where Dr. Wentz is. And he has hired a whole staff of people to be at the cutting edge, to make USANA's products the finest products on the planet. Why don't you ask anybody in any other company how many scientists they have on staff? You can have large companies with hundreds of millions of dollars worth of sales who only have one doctor on staff. Well, you ought to look at USANA's staff of doctors. We want to make these products the finest products in the world. I know that sounds like hype. It sounded like hype to me at first. But I got behind the scenes. I met Dr. Wentz, and I discovered that he really has integrity. This company is going to change the way health is in the world. There's no question about that. Now, the second reason why I love USANA and why I think it's unique is USANA has incredible products. These products work. I wish you had been with me as I've flown all around the country in Canada and talked with thousands of USANA distributors. And they come up to me, one after the other, after the other, after the other, and tell me the most amazing stories how USANA has really changed their life. Why? Because Dr. Wentz has designed a system that really works. It's not like most companies that market thousands of products. You're so confused you don't even know what to take. You start out with the USANA essentials, the USANA antioxidants, and the USANA chelated minerals. Those separate things that you take every single day give you everything you need to maintain a strong, healthy lifestyle. Now, here is the third reason why I believe USANA is unique. It's its compensation plan, or its profit-sharing plan. Now, I don't know what your experience with other network marketing companies has been, but I can tell you that my experience with USANA has been life-changing for me and my family. And I'm proud to be associated in even a small way with USANA. As you can tell, I'm no longer a skeptic. Sometimes I get so excited I can't sleep at night, and that's the truth. Not because of the money I make, and my wife and I do very well, thank you, but because of the good that gets done, the lives that get influenced, the personal growth that I see, the fun that this is. Fun! But it's not without its sadness, too. And you know what the hardest part of USANA is for me? Every day I see people struggling in their lives financially, and I see people in poor health, and I see people whose lives are not working for whatever reason, and I say to them, I've got an answer for you. And it works. And because they've tried other forms of network marketing, they just won't even look. Or because they know someone who's tried it and failed, they won't even look at USANA either. Their mind snaps shut, and they turn their back on the answer that they've been looking for, maybe the answer that they've been even praying for. Well, I can handle the people who look and then say it's not for me, or this is not the right time, but I have a hard time with the ones who are hurting and who are seeking, who are looking for answers, but who won't even consider this. I wish I had the power to persuade them that the answer is right in front of them if they'll just open their eyes and at least take a closer look. I want you to look closer at USANA and join us in USANA. We'll welcome you. There will be a learning curve, of course, and it will take a while to shed your old beliefs. I'm not going to say that you'll get rich overnight, but for the long term, this is the best way I've ever seen to create an extra stream of income as large or as small as you want. Well, not everyone you share this with will catch the vision, but once you've shown them how it works, how it's working for you, believe me, they'll be begging you to show them too. They just need someone to teach them the rules of the game. You see, most people are like the woman in the early days of this century before there were airplanes. She'd saved all her life to come to America and finally had enough money to afford passage on a large ocean liner. And since money was so tight, she stayed in her cabin most of the time, rationing the food she'd brought on board with her. But with one day left on her journey, she decided to splurge on a meal. And so she showed up for the final banquet buffet, and bracing herself for the bad news, she timidly asked the maitre d' how much a meal like this would cost. He looked at her with astonishment. But, madame, did not you know? All of the meals are included with your ticket. You can eat as much as you like. She just didn't know the rules. Well, life is like that, isn't it? You don't want to get to the end of your life and realize that if you just understood the rules, you could have had anything you wanted. We'd like to invite you to be part of our team. With the same effort you're now expending, you can be enjoying the banquet of prosperity that life has to offer. How does that sound? On this video, I've shared with you 3 of the rules for having everything you've ever wanted. Number 1, multiple streams of income. Number 2, make sure that those streams are residual. And number 3, USANA. I strongly recommend that you follow all 3 of these suggestions. Talk to the person who gave you this video and join the healthiest and wealthiest family on earth.